Hey guys, so I just spent some time in the bedroom dressing my new baby. Uh, it was it's always challenging, with my hands and all this stuff, trying to get stuff undone, stuff done, stuff over the kid's head, and I take some solace, I guess, in knowing I'm not actually going to hurt them since they're not real, but I'm really trying to be so delicate, like I was actually dressing a real newborn. And that makes me very tired doing that, though, because it takes me longer than I would like. So, in doing that, also, I was on the phone with my companies, just trying to get a hold of people, trying to get people over here. So then I started thinking, well, maybe, because I know you guys have read some of our blogs last year before we have started YouTube, and then you've seen our videos and stuff this year, but maybe you don't know what is going on with me exactly. And so I thought, well, let me just take a second here to explain stuff. And so there was a time, and a very long period of time, thank God, that I could afford to financially care for myself. That time is no more, unfortunately, and so I was actually shocked. It was this is 2019, end of 2017, I think. I just can't remember. Yeah, but something like that. And I was finally approved for Medicaid. Now, I've been fighting with Medicaid and fighting with SSI forever and ever and ever and ever. And that is one common misconception of people, that all disabled people immediately get on these benefits. I'm like, no, we don't. I wish we did. We sure don't. I had to fight. I've been denied. I fought again. I've been denied. I fought again. So being approved was like a real surprise and shock in my favor, thank goodness. So there are, not all companies do this kind of thing, though. I was approved for some number of hours each week from the state in which they would pay an agency for my care. And so I had to pick a different agency than the one I was paying because they did not do the insurances. So I found one who was decent, okay. The thing about these agencies is that, well, because they're government run, they don't pay their employees the best. And so sometimes these employees would rather work at, say, McDonald's. So I got with one, and I had some ladies. It didn't go too badly. Now, if I needed a backup, there wasn't any. But luckily, these ladies I had rarely needed a day off, so that was great. Well, about 11 months later, these people had quit, and so the company was having a hard time staffing me. And I know this isn't just me. This is like, I don't know how many hundred people around this area. The situation is kind of grim. And so I'm not speaking like selfishly here, or I don't think, but I can only speak for myself. So this is my situation. And so I was forced to get another company because these people just would not staff me. Now, again, being, state run and all, I'm sure it's not necessarily that the companies don't care. Sometimes, though, you do get that impression. I got the impression talking to these people sometimes, especially after being with them for 11 months, and I'd call them up and say, hey, I need a caregiver, and they say, who are you? And I'm like, what the hell do you mean, who am I? I've been your client for 11 months. You don't know what my name is yet? Like, what? So, And I had nursing service, and by nursing service I mean that somebody would come out and fill my my med boxes each week, or every 2 weeks. They fill them every 2 weeks for that 2 week period, of course. And so they had stopped doing that as well, which that's not the same person as my caregiver who came out. And so I really didn't know why they stopped filling my med box. They just quit sending people. And I'll get back to that later. That became another problem, along with I did have this, it's called escort, and that is where they take where they accompany you. Say I get a taxi or the Easy Rider or something, and the caregiver accompanies me because they're not allowed to drive my vehicle. So after that company, I thought that was last August when my person quit from there. And so September, October, November, I had a real heck of a time. And I'm sure, like I said, if you read my blogs, you know, it was all in there with struggles I faced with that, finding caregivers, or just, you know, something to help me, because you guys know I can't get up on my own. And so December, January, February, it was just all a mess from last August. And so I forgot if it was February or March now. Maybe it was the end of February. I'm really not sure. I got with this company who I'm with right now. And there's been some bumps. Yeah, it hasn't been, you know, smooth sailing every single day, but I really do get the impression that these people care more so than maybe some other companies. But they too are having trouble finding caregivers who want to work. I had a lady, she was the one I'm pretty sure I've mentioned how she couldn't lift, and I was doing all that stuff, but I was really glad she was here, and I was and I am. I'm not, you know, sugarcoating that. I'm glad for everybody who comes to help me. But it was a lot of extra. So there was some situations, so they got somebody else. Actually, I think I had somebody before that lady, and then they got her. Then they got somebody else who worked out really good. She came every day on time. She did my shopping. Like, she was really good. And then they even found me some night care, which is awesome, because then I was using all of my hours. Well, then I had a situation with I guess Medicaid, or the agent insurance, who was through Medicaid, I guess is more accurate, and they cut my hours. Well, only by 4.5 per week, but I mean, I need every hour I can get, you know, and so that was a big deal to me. And then they also decided, in part, since I was not using, get their wording, since I was not using my escort and I was not using my nursing, that they would be taking that away from me as well. Well, my argument there is, how can I be using my nursing if they are not sending me anybody? Hello, you know? And then same thing with the escort. How could I be using my escort if there is no caregiver here to get me up in the morning? So I set up some appeals for that, and that was the phone call I told you guys I had last week for my hours, because I cut my hours. I'm supposed to be hearing this week about that to see if they're going to increase my hours again. And then I have the other appeal about my nursing next week. Oh my gosh, is it next week already? And so, but it's just this whole big mess. I mean, people just go and say what they think you need based on what's going on, when that's not actually what is going on? I'm not using these things because, I told the lady on my appeal, how could I be making a doctor's appointment? Because for the escort, you had to be going to the doctor once a month at least, to qualify for that service. Well, if I was not receiving care, why am I going to make a doctor's appointment? The doctor is not going to come to me, and if they did, that would defeat the purpose of me needing escort. So, it's just all these crazy loopholes, I guess, that they get you in and stuff going on, and so, I was on the phone with them today. Not just today, but today, just trying to figure this stuff out and get people over here. You guys have heard about our week. The other night when I was up till 12:45 in the morning, just trying to put myself to bed. It's so just crazy, and I can't imagine not getting help at all, and that's it's more than a possibility. It's happening right now sometimes, and so I'm asking that if you guys know somebody, maybe. Now I don't know how these places are really good because they train people, and so the private care facilities, they require you to have 6 months of experience before you can work for them, and so these places are really good for doing that also. And then for stuff like I think hospital, I don't know if the hospital will just hire somebody without experience. So everybody going up to Midland College up here, they could apply to these places for 6 months and do all their stuff, get their CNA or whatever, and then they can go out to the hospital or go out to the private care facilities or do whatever they want to do because they have that backing. And so sometimes, like I told this lady who showed up last night, Jason gets on Facebook and he posts, can anyone help Joey go to bed, or can anyone help Joey get up, or and we do usually have a good turnout. We have a lot of friends, thank God. But I'm worried because I do need care every single day. I tell people not to be cryptic or anything like that. I say I need care until the day I die, and I don't plan on dying tomorrow. So, but if you know somebody or you yourself can do this, or even if you could do this maybe just one day a week, or you could just drop by every now and then. I have a friend who lives in Odessa, and she comes by every now and then when there's like nobody. Not to say she wouldn't do it if they, but she's got kids and all, but that's fine with her. She comes over and she helps, and she doesn't work for anybody. She's not employed or anything. She just comes over. So, but if you guys could offer assistance in any way, help, physical help, being here, prayers, positive vibes, things like that, I believe that stuff works. I really do. But if there's anything you can do, please help me. And like I said, I can only speak for myself. I know there's a lot of people who need this, but I know I need this. Like, I need this really, really bad, and I can't get up by myself. As I told the lady yesterday, she was the one of the administrators of the company, and so I felt by telling her all of this, it would broaden her knowledge or sympathy or something. Like, not that I feel like she doesn't care, because I do. I feel like, like I said, that company is better than STEM, and so, but they're working on getting me somebody, and I'm working on getting my hours increased again. And so, but if there's no one to be hired, there's just no one to be hired, and that's, so please, guys, please help. Thank you for listening. And you know you can get in touch with us if you have any questions, or you want to help, or there's something going on. And thank you, and we will talk to you later. Thanks.